Reni, hold me because I'm ashamed. Anyway, so what had happened was that, I was going into the store and, I used to buy groceries from there. And then, they told me, oh, if you register for our credit card, you're going to get this discount. So the discount sounded nice initially. And then I was like, discounts. And, my ears just, my 5 senses just tingled. And I was like, okay, I'm going to register and get this credit card. But in the long run, it wasn't worth it. I even had to close down the credit card.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Reni. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I really do appreciate you for clicking on this video and taking time out of your busy day to watch this video. So on my channel, I make content about financial literacy, career development, and lifestyle. So if any of those topics are something that interests you, please hit that subscribe button down below. I have a very special video for you today. A lot of people who come to my channel are always talking about how they are new to Canada and they love my videos because they are super, super, super helpful for them. But today I wanted to, talk about some of the mistakes that I hear people often make. And a lot of you know I am not a newcomer to Canada. I have been in Canada for 23 years, basically my whole life. So I brought on a newcomer to Canada to talk to you all about the mistakes she has made while moving to Canada. And these mistakes are specifically relating to her finances. So let's say a big welcome to Faith. Hi, Faith.
Hey guys. Hi, Reni.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. Thank you for being here.
Oh, sure. My pleasure.
Yeah. Faith and I actually just collaborated on her channel, and I was sharing some tips and tricks about how to manage your finances as a newcomer in Canada. So you can definitely go and watch that. I'll leave her channel below. But Faith, can you tell us a little bit about you?
Yeah, no, for sure. Hi guys, my name is Faith, like she already mentioned. I'm an HR professional and also an event host based in Toronto, Canada. I have a YouTube channel called Small Talk with Faith. I moved in 2018, but fully in 2020. So let's just say, the active years have been like 3+ years now. So yeah.
Wow. And how do you like it?
Yeah, no, Canada's great. Canada is great.
And where did you move from?
I'm originally from Nigeria. So I moved from Nigeria.
Yeah, we love to see it.
So I do anything from like immigration content to HR topics, settling in Canada, anything that has to do with your journey from your home country down here to getting jobs to settling in, all of that good stuff. That's what I do on my channel. So please check it out.
Yes, she is the resource. Okay, so check her out. There's lots of great work on her channel and lots of good interviews as well. So it's always great to see other perspectives. Yeah. So Faith, are you ready to tell us about some of the mistakes you've made?
Oh, do I need to? Anyway.
Yeah, we're ready. Okay, we're ready.
Okay.
And also, if you have any mistakes that you made as a newcomer to Canada, leave those down below because we want to know. Like, it's good to help other people by sharing your knowledge. The first mistake that you made.
Okay, so this one, when I came into Canada, it was more like, oh, what bank am I going to use? And then some of my friends were like raving about this particular bank. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know anything about the bank. I didn't even do any research. But they were just like, oh, this bank is good. So I went ahead and I opened my account. So the choice of bank was not even, like, I didn't have any information. I didn't do any research. Yeah, so I would say that wasn't a smart move because, to be honest, I just did it because I followed the crowd and what I was hearing. So yeah.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. A lot of people just open the first bank account that they see. Yeah. Or basically a friend will recommend them a bank account and then they open it. Of course, it's not a bad thing because, the banks in Canada are all pretty solid. As long as it has CDIC coverage, which it's basically coverage that protects your deposits. As long as it has that, the bank will be, okay. Yeah. But you could be spending a lot of money if you are not researching the bank that you choose to open. Did they offer you like a newcomer's deal?
Yes, I was going to say that. So, when I got in there, they told me, there's this newcomer's deal for the first year. I'm not going to pay anything, no banking fees. I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then now, the following year, some crazy fees started to come out of my account, and I'm like, hold on a minute. That's how they go.
That's literally how they get you. They offer every single newcomer. They're like, oh, come to bank with us. Yes. We'll give you X amount of dollars or we'll waive all the fees for the first year, which obviously is very appealing. But then But then once that first year is up, the fees are going all the way up, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So for all the newcomers who are coming to Canada, or if you're already here, I would say don't just go with the first bank that offers you a deal. It's great, but also look at all the other banks that are available. And they also probably have deals, but look what they offer after the deal is up, okay? Because a lot of us just focus on what they offer with the promotion, but what about after? What happens after? And also, there are lots of free banks here in Canada that people just overlook completely. So get into that. And I also have videos comparing a lot of the banks, so, you know, go up here, watch that video, and it'll tell you which bank you should consider. What's another mistake that you've made?
So this one, and I would say that every now and again I still make the mistake, even though I've been here for a couple of years now. I think it's how to use my credit card. So especially when I came, I didn't really understand the whole credit system. Because guys, I'm originally from Nigeria, like I said. We're not, like, credit is not really a thing there. If I want to buy a house, I have to literally break out the cash and pay for it. Like, you know, we don't do, like, there's no mortgage or any of those stuff. So I think using my credit card was hard because I would spend maybe like $50 and then I'll immediately put it back because I just didn't want to owe, you know, there's that feeling of owing. So I think that was one.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the number one mistake I hear, that people come here, either they avoid credit completely or they get credit, they just use it incorrectly, or and then they get into debt. So those are the typical things that I hear. I would say that if you're a newcomer to Canada, debt is not an inherently bad thing, or credit is not an inherently bad thing. It's just how you use it that, you know, can pose a little bit of problems. But in Canada, we kind of have like a credit-based system where you kind of need credit in order to survive. Did you need credit to, like, get your first place?
Oh, definitely. So they always ask for, like, your credit history and stuff. So.
Exactly. So it's not wise to just say, I'm not using a credit card because we didn't use credit cards back home, so that's not wise. But it's also not wise to get a credit card and then to go into a lot of debt. Like, obviously that's not wise either. So I would say start researching how to use a credit card effectively. I am going to make, I know I've been promising this for a while, but it's coming soon, where I'm going to make some videos about credit cards and how to use them effectively. But as Faith said, she bought something, she'll pay it off right after.
Exactly.
It doesn't actually help you build your credit score long term, so I will make sure to do a lot of videos about that. But
the third one, this one, and because I'm also an HR professional, I think, you know, it kind of ties because this whole job thing. So I think there's a misconception that when you come into the country, you need to just lower your credentials and immediately start looking for like a low job. So maybe, like, you know, for example, I was an HR business partner back home in Nigeria. So when I was coming, people here were already telling me, oh, you know what, you need to look for like an HR administrator role, like, you know, or just front desk type of thing. And I'm like, but I have like 8 years experience, you know, why would I do that, you know? So I think that's one mistake that I made, because I won't say that I started off looking at HR business partner roles already. I was already looking lower, but just because of what I had heard.
Yeah. So maybe that's like 2 lessons in one. First, I would say, stop looking for roles that are way below your pay grade or way below your experience level. And the second one, maybe don't listen to everything that everybody says all the time. Because people are speaking from their own experience, but that doesn't mean that is the rule. Like, their experience is not law or the rule.
Exactly.
So you were an HR business partner back in Nigeria, and here you were looking for HR coordinator roles, like, but you had so much experience, and I think a lot of people just discount all the experience that they have. It's like, oh, you know, I'm coming to a new country, let me start from the beginning. But listen, you have so much experience. I think it's all about how you market yourself and how you know, make the right connections that will help you get an HR business partner job here as well. So everyone, I would say, when you come into Canada, you will often hear that you need Canadian experience.
Canadian experience, it's like it's a thing, not a thing.
How did you get around that? Like,
I mean, for me, I think networking was very key. Networking was very key. Like, and if you know, it's something that I always encourage everyone to do. Reach out to people on LinkedIn. You know, so I reached out to people on LinkedIn. I reached out to people in groups. There are WhatsApp groups for like different professions. I have one for HR, for instance. You know, so because that's where some of those job opportunities will come and people can refer you. So, you know, that was how I started doing that. Although that wasn't how I eventually got my job, but that was how I got a lot of opportunities or callbacks for interviews.
Yeah, so networking in Canada is like, I have videos on this. It is literally how I got every single job since 2015, simply by networking. So if you are coming into Canada, you should start building your network. That's a fun, I know it doesn't seem like it's a finance related tip, but it is, because your network is your net worth, and the more people that you know, they can help you get a better job, and obviously better jobs pay better.
Although one thing I must say, Reni, though, is maybe it would be advisable if you put a time to it, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be hungry in Canada, right? So I mean, as much as you want to look for that job, maybe you also put a time frame to it, because you do need to feed and pay your bills, right? Right?
Yeah. Would you? And also, I think there are a lot of like free newcomer services that people don't take advantage of.
Yes.
So maybe that's another thing. Like on top of
employment.
Access employment. They're literally Fresh Start Hub. Like they're literally programs designed to help newcomers get jobs. So tap into those. Don't make the mistake of. I know someone who's currently working at like a fast food place, even though they have like amazing credentials from back in Nigeria, and it's because everyone told them you have to start at the bottom. You have to start at the bottom. But again, just because you moved here, it doesn't mean you just suddenly those credentials disappeared. They're still here with you. You just have to utilize them and market yourself. You know when they say package yourself?
Package yourself.
Canada's about packaging. Okay, so what was your fourth mistake that you made as a newcomer in Canada?
I think this one, and I wouldn't say that I haven't stopped making that mistake. I think it's about investing, because I to be honest, I didn't understand it. I don't still understand it fully. So I would say that I don't have as many investments as I think I should, and I know that there's so much to tap into, right? So that's definitely a mistake.
Yeah, I would say a lot of it's complicated, right? So a lot of people just don't start because they think, oh, this is too complicated to understand. Right. But especially if you've already started investing, I would say sometimes you need to adjust your investing strategy when you move to Canada, because we have a lot of great accounts, but some people just don't take advantage of them because they don't know. So if you're a beginner, like Faith is, there is a great playlist on my channel called Investing 101 where you can start learning how to start investing. But if maybe you've already started, the accounts that you should look into are the TFSA, the tax-free savings account, and the RRSP, the Registered Retirement Savings Plan. They have saving in the name, but they're both investing accounts, and it helps you grow your money tax-free in Canada. And as a newcomer to Canada, you get $6,000 of contribution room each year that you are here. So I would say, take advantage of it. You're leaving money on the table if you're not investing it through those mediums. Are you going to start learning how to invest?
Definitely. And look, I haven't told you this, but when I started following you on Instagram, my life changed, literally. And I'm not saying, guys, I'm not saying this because I'm on her channel, but my life changed when I started following Reni, because I was like, wait, who's this girl that knows so much about this stuff and I don't know anything? So, and all your tips and stuff, like I follow them, and I started, researching on my own as well. So truthfully. No, for sure.
If I could blush, I'd be
Let me go into my next mistake, because this one, I think, we moved to Toronto, right? But it wasn't fine. We had a plan, but I would say that maybe it's a mistake that I think that a lot of my friends or people that I know made, because most times you just go into like the expensive cities because you feel like, okay, that's the popular one.
That's
right?
what you hear about.
That's what you hear about. So I would say that that's one thing.
Yeah. Right? So a lot of newcomers move to the most expensive place in the country because it's what that's all you hear about. Yeah. Basically, I would say Toronto, Vancouver.
Yes.
What else is there? I don't know.
Well, I mean, those are
the main two, and those are the two of the most expensive cities in the country. Even in North America, like they're actually some of the most expensive cities here. So I would say that the moral of the story, the lesson here would be that you don't have to go to the most expensive place. There are lots of areas surrounding these main cities that are significantly cheaper than living in like Toronto. So Toronto has the Greater Toronto area, and instead of living downtown Toronto, which is the most expensive place possible, like rent can cost you like $2,000 for, if you're trying to live in a one bedroom, it could be like $1,800, $2,000 a month. And if you're making say $6,000 a month, like it's not the math's not mathing.
The math is not mathing.
So I would say you can consider a lot of other places. Like I know in Lagos, if you live like 50 kilometers outside of the city, it's going to take you a long time
because of traffic
to get in.
and all that.
But here, if you live in like if you're trying to work downtown Toronto and you live in Kitchener, for example, which is, I don't know, 70 kilometers, 80 kilometers, it's pretty far. You can still get there in an hour because there are trains that go directly here. So I would say, like, you don't have to live in the most expensive place. That can cost you a lot of money long term. And do you have one more?
Yes, this one. Reni, hold me because I was shamed. Anyway. So what had happened was that, I was going into the store and, I used to buy groceries from there. And then, they told me, if you register for our credit card, you're going to get this discount. So the discount sounded nice initially. And then I was like, discounts. And, my ears just, my 5 senses just tingled. And I was like, okay, I'm going to register and get this credit card. But in the long run, it wasn't worth it. I even had to close down the credit card because it wasn't worth it. So I would say that, that one was a mistake. Yeah, this is like a kind of predatory tactic that happens with a lot of grocery stores and a lot of retailers in general. They will have their own personal, like, credit cards. And then they'll sell you on it. They'll say, here's $10 off your purchase. Yes. Yes. A $1,000 credit card. Open this $1,000 credit card so you can get $10 off your purchase. And if you know how to use credit effectively, it may not be that big a deal. And if there's no annual fee, it may not be that big a deal. But a lot of them have annual fees. They have extremely high interest rates compared to like the typical credit card. And like the perks honestly aren't usually worth it. So I would say avoid run for your life. Yeah, unless you know how to use them and you can like rationalize the price of the credit card. But oftentimes like those don't make sense. Be strategic about the credit cards that you open. I always suggest, if you've never used credit, maybe look into a secured credit card with your bank. Because it'll teach you how to use credit, and you'll also be able to build your credit score. And they give them pretty freely because it's a secured credit card where you are putting money giving them the money, and they pay it. And then you pay it off as time goes on. Wow, thank you for being so vulnerable. I know. I hope nobody watches. Thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for sharing your mistakes that you've made, because I'm sure they'll help a lot of people who either want to come here or are already here and maybe are making some of these mistakes. If anyone has any other mistakes that they have made, I would really love for you to share them and be vulnerable as well. Share them in the comment section below so we can help other people. Faith, thank you for being on my channel. Do you want to let the people know where they can find you? Yeah, no, for sure. Thanks, Reni. I mean, look, guys, share this video because I made the mistakes and I don't want anybody else to make it. So you can find me on Instagram at thisisfaith. I'll give all the details to Reni, so she'll probably put them in the description box. My YouTube channel is at smalltalkwithfaith, one word. And that's really it. All the good stuff. You can follow me on both socials, and then you see all the good stuff that I have to offer. All the gems. Yes. Thank you, Faith, for being here. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Bye.